You need an agenda, David?
Yeah.
You got an agenda, AJ?
No.
Pass those down. Pardon?
Well, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do first here, because we didn't have the last meeting, so I don't know if we gotta elect board members or, but there's a certain way you're supposed to start these meetings with Tim being virtually. There's a certain procedure we have to go through to do
Well,
it.
I know there's a form that the secretary has to keep track of the meetings that he attends. AJ, can you think of anything else we got to do special?
I think you're supposed to read.
Supposed to be a roll call.
I think there's something you have to read.
Yeah.
I'd have to get my file and get that out. It's on page 2 of that resolution. Paragraph C, the bottom half.
Okay. Well, you got it there, Tim. What's it say to do?
It says, one or more board members intend to participate in this meeting of the Jefferson Township Board by an electronic means of communication. Any board member attending by electronic means of communication shall not participate in any final action at this meeting on any matter listed in Indiana Code 5-14-1.5-3.5.
And I think that's mainly budget stuff there.
Right. But that statement is supposed to be read at the beginning of any meeting that is attended virtually.
What do you think we're supposed to read?
That mold right there. What he already kind of read it.
Okay, you read what we're supposed to read. So that's taken care of then. Okay, do everybody feel we can proceed with the meeting then and read the minutes? We've got minutes from the 11th and 17th that we need to read, and then the January 7th meeting was canceled by the president. So if you guys had a chance to read the minutes.
I've got a couple questions on the minutes. Was the budget page included with them minutes that Dave and I initialed, and the Schedule C that is in the firefighting agreement?
Can we turn the volume up on the TV?
Yeah, if I know how.
Just with the remote?
I think it's on the side.
You got any idea how to do it?
Turn the side buttons, maybe.
Hey, you're smart.
Hey, Tim, can you say something?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I'd crank it.
Well,
up,
yeah,
I think he's coming through the computer,
That's what I
not
was thinking.
TV.
Is he?
Yeah, he's coming through the computer.
Let me.
Oh, he is.
Right, Turn this one up.
Can you turn the computer up? 'Cause that's what he's coming through.
I don't know how.
She's- Just muted him.
Now, that did shut the mic off to one or the other of them. Say something again, Tim.
You can't hear us, we're on mute.
Yeah, it says
Use
mute.
the volume
Hit
be the
that.
speaker button on the
Yeah.
right there.
The mic's off now on the
But it will turn
television.
back on, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I need to turn that back on.
Control Shift M. There,
Let me,
I'm gonna try to fix it.
I'm gonna try to reach an expert.
I'm gonna go around. Okay. There you go.
yeah, I shouldn't have said anything.
okay.
Okay.
Microphone back on.
Control shift that.
It's on my end.
Control shift.
We're coming through the laptop right now.
I mean, I can hear you guys.
You said you can hear us fine.
Yeah, we just need to get him to come through.
Volume's all the way up on here.
I think he's coming through here though, isn't he?
Right.
The volume's up on the television, but not on here.
Can you try talking again, Tim?
Can you hear us, Tim?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can the audience hear me?
Just barely.
I don't know how to get through the TV.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just have to listen to you closer.
Thank you. How do we want to get rid of this?
I hate to click on too much stuff or I don't want to lose you.
There we go. I think that's better than it was.
Oh, okay, Tim, did you guys understand the questions that Tim had? And can you answer him, AJ?
Whenever we put it in the book is you just have to attach those items. That's all it is.
So we've got it done already then.
You should, as long as we sign this and then it's in the, it'll be in the book.
Okay, yeah, it's taken care of, Tim.
Okay, so my notes say, and it came through this way, but AJ sent two Schedule Cs, and I think he needed to eliminate the one, which I think he did. But it needs to include the budget with the initial page and the Schedule C that is in the firefighting agreement. That's for the December 11th meeting.
So all you need to do is attach those two things to these minutes.
So you can take care of that.
We can attach it.
Okay, we'll attach that to the minutes.
Okay, now, on the 17th, well, that, also on the December 11th meeting, I guess it'd be on page 2 at the very top. It said David Hinckley wanted to make sure that it known, it should say it was known that Larry used to do what, and it said Tim Baker and David Hinckley approved. And it should say what the township board approved.
I didn't approve that. So it's only you two approved it. I did not. I said no to that.
But we
That's-
voted as a board. And it's what the board approved.
But you two voted, I voted against it. So that's, you're just, the whole board did not approve that. So you can't say the whole board approved of it.
The board, I didn't say the whole board approved. I said the township board approved. It was what the township board approved.
Two members of the board approved. So you and David, not me. You two, yeah, you're part of the board, so am I. But the way you're trying to say is the whole board approved, and the whole board did not approve.
I said the township board approved. And we're two out of the three members, so the board approved it.
Okay. What if we put 2 members of the township board approved it?
No, the township board approved it. We voted on it.
Tim, Actually, 2 members of the board approved it. Why can't we just go with that?
Because the township board approved it as a board.
Not the whole board, Tim. What?
Is there anything written in there that says majority goes?
It says Tim and David voted yes on it. That's the board right
Two
there.
out of 3, isn't that majority?
But that's what Larry's trying to say. We can put it in there, but Tim won't put that. It's like, I did not agree to. That's why I can't say the whole
No,
board.
I'm saying that 2 out of 3 makes it a majority.
Makes it the board of decision. 2 out of 3 makes it
Yeah,
a board
that's what
decision.
I'm saying. It makes it a board decision because
That
it's
is
the
correct.
majority of the board.
That's it. That's the same thing, AJ, as if you and Tim voted on something like once before.
No,
he
it would be
voted
put.
against
It would be
still
put
went
in there
through.
that Tim and AJ voted to get for it, and because I have it in there.
Well, I think you got it noted in there, but all
Right.
Tim wants to say is that it was approved by the board, because the majority approved it, but it's in there that you didn't vote for it.
Well, I had crossed out in Baker and David Hayes.
Yeah, that's correct.
And David Hayes wanted to make sure that it, and the board was, known that Larry Hester refused to do what the township board approved.
Yeah.
And it was a board decision. It was
Yeah.
a board vote.
We can't say that me and Tim did it. It was the board that decided that.
But I did not agree with
I-
you guys,
but
and that's why you need to
I
state
understand,
that.
but we can't state in there that me and Tim said that Larry, it was the board that said that Larry.
I did not
didn't
say
do what we
that, so
said.
I'm part of the board, and I did not say that. You
But the
can't, but you're
board-
putting words
but
into my
no,
mouth that I did
no,
not. Yes,
it's-
you are. If you
it's
say the
noted.
board,
It's noted that you said it, but the board approved it by a majority.
Didn't you say it said in there somewhere that,
Yeah, it said in there somewhere that AJ voted against it, but in the ultimate end, when we voted, the board approved it
well,
by a
put down
majority of
2 of
vote.
3 board members approved. As simple as that.
okay, any other questions about the minutes?
Well, no, is Tim satisfied with it?
How about
You
if
can't
put
just
parentheses?
ignore it.
If you put in parentheses that you didn't vote for it.
Talking about the vote. The vote is in there.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
This is what the township board approved.
I
2
know.
of
I
the
know
3
what you're
board
saying.
members approved. It's in there. All right, what else?
Are you satisfied with it, Tim, or not?
Once it was.
Read to Tim what it says.
2 of the 3 board members approved.
No, it's what the township board approved.
2 of the 3 township board members approved. Not all 3.
The majority, it was what the.
Whatever, Tim.
Why don't you put in parentheses that you didn't vote for it? The town board voted for it, parentheses that you didn't vote for
Okay.
it. Okay, Tim.
So tell him what you wrote, so he knows what you did.
So it's 2 of the 3 board members approved, but AJ didn't. Because like I said, you can't say the board did, because not the whole board did.
AJ, don't say 2 of 3. Put in parentheses.
Say that way, then you put, so this is what the township board approved.
It's a technicality, but he's right. Okay, read it again to Tim.
Board members approved. In parentheses, I didn't.
Okay?
Read the whole sentence. Read the whole sentence, so I know what it says.
Board members approved.
That's not a sentence.
That's not a sentence.
I'm not sorry. So write it down how he wants it, and you can.
So we want Tim Baker and David Hayfley out of there. We want to put down the board approved, right?
Mhm. That's correct. That's what he wants.
Okay, I don't know if this makes sense or not, but I got David Haefley wanted to make sure that it is known that Larry Heckber refused to do what the board voted.
What the board approved,
What the board approved,
what the board approved,
voted to approve,
voted on.
what the board voted to approve.
What the township board approved, it talks about. the-
Okay, what the township, okay, hold on.
And seven, it should say it was known that Larry refused.
Okay, let's take this first step here. David Haefley wanted to make sure that it is known that Larry Heckber refused to do what the township board approved.
You think that ought to be is instead of was?
What is that in
The
here?
past tense, I don't know. Maybe Holly can.
As long as it's in there, it's in there, so is or was, I don't think it really much matters.
Okay with that, Tim?
Read it one more time. I think so.
David Haefley wanted to make sure that it known that Larry Heckber refused to do what the township board approved.
Yeah, you gotta have is or was in there between it and no to make sense.
You know where he wants that is at.
It was known, or it is known.
Yeah, it is known or it was known.
That it is known,
Yeah, it was known. That it was known.
just put is in there.
Yeah, there's your was.
Okay. David Haefley wanted to make sure that it is known that Larry Heckber refused to do what the township board approved.
That's what I had.
Okay. Anything else corrections to the minutes?
No, as long as you include the budget, with the page that we initial for the lines and, the Schedule C that is in the fire agreement.
That's included already.
So you got that? Where's the paper we signed? You got it?
It's in the,
Larry's got that.
it's in
Okay,
the,
but
it's
what,
minutes.
you got it to attach to them somewhere? Can we look at them so I know which ones you're attaching to it? So I make sure it's the correct paper you're attaching to it? Okay. Yep, okay.
There's,
Okay.
you guys initially.
He's got the right one in there. We're good.
Okay, if somebody want to make a motion to accept the minutes as amended.
I'll make a motion.
Second? Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
You got to do by roll call.
Huh?
You
Yeah,
have to do it by,
by
you got to roll call
Oh.
since,
Okay,
so you have to one by one.
Okay, Tim, you accept the minutes as amended? David, do you accept the minutes as amended?
Yeah,
AJ, do you accept the minutes as amended?
No.
Okay, minutes are signed, or will be signed, vote was 2-1. Well, we probably need to sign this one, David.
okay. Yeah, that's true. And I'll need a copy of it.
How they treat that with me virtual, you just write it in, Larry, or?
Yeah, I'll just write in virtual. Yes. Okay, did you note that we did not have a meeting January 7th because the president canceled the meeting?
You can make note on that.
Where's that at?
We're gonna add to the minutes sheet that,
Yeah, we already closed it. We already approved it and signed it. You
I'm still
can't
gonna
add it
make it.
afterwards. You can't add it afterwards, Larry. If
This
you
is
wanted
not-
it added,
this
you
is
should.
not part of the minutes. It's a note stating that the meeting was canceled.
Minutes. The minutes were signed already. You can't add to the minutes after it was
Okay, it's
signed.
not gonna be added.
If you wanted it on there, you should have said something before we signed them.
Okay. Okay, we need to elect officers then. Do I have any nominations for president?
I make a motion that we keep the officers the way they are.
I will not be doing the secretary job this year. So it won't be staying the same.
Do I have a nomination for secretary then?
I'll,
I nominate AJ.
yeah,
AJ
I'll
has
second
already
it.
refused the nomination. He's done it the past year and he's done a fine job. I think it's somebody else's turn to take over.
Well, it's pretty hard for me to do it.
There's no reason you can't do it, Tim. You're attending virtually. You hear everything we hear.
I don't think he can. Because he can't.
Because
He,
if I get too many virtual meetings, I won't be able to attend them.
You just won't be able to vote in those meetings.
There's no reason you can't do it, Tim.
No, I'm not doing it either.
David?
I'll second what Tim said.
Just know there won't be any minutes done by me.
Okay, you're the board president. If we've got a secretary that's not going to take minutes, how do you want to handle it?
I don't know. It's not. I have no idea.
Well, you're the president. This is your job.
I haven't been officially. I just seconded Tim. We didn't
You are
vote on
still
it
the
yet.
president until we make a vote here.
No, my presidency ended after this.
You are still the
Does
president. until
anybody
you
have
board is
the
elected.
protocol that says what happens when nobody wants to do the job?
Drink more beer.
I don't know that there is anything addressed like that in Indiana code. Okay.
I guess we're just gonna have to check into it. That's all we can do.
Can I get a nomination for president then?
I nominate David.
Okay, Tim Baker nominates David Hafley for president. We have no secretary at this time. We will check with the Indiana codes and see if there's a solution to this problem. Can I get someone to make a motion with what I just said? David?
No, I'm not gonna make a motion on it.
What, can we vote on the motion we got there for David for president first?
Yeah, I guess we can.
Well, I think rather than, since there's a motion there, I think we need to complete this and then we'll tackle the other.
Okay, make a motion then, Tim, for something.
Well, I did, I made a motion for David for president. We
Okay,
need to take a vote.
okay, let's take a vote on David to be president then. Tim,
Yes.
David,
Yeah.
okay, Tim, David voted yes.
And I vote no. You have to say my name too.
Yeah.
You have to roll call everybody.
AJ Springer
No.
voted, okay. Okay, secretary position is currently open. We will discuss, we'll see if we can find out any guidance from the state of Indiana on how to handle that.
Question, does that,
Larry, when you check with them, why don't you check and see if we can just record them? And if that will be suitable,
Okay,
okay?
there is equipment out there to do that. I'll check on that.
What do you got to say, Diane?
I guess I was just wondering how that works since there's three of you and then him as the trustee. If AJ doesn't want to be the secretary, does he just remain a board member like Tim then?
Correct.
I would assume, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Check on that. I'm assuming that it.
Okay, you got it in the minutes that the trustee will check with the Indiana codes well, I'll check with the State Board of Accounts to see if the meetings can be recorded and have no secretary. Do I have to have a motion to accept that?
No, it's in the minutes. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I wouldn't think you need a motion
No.
to do that.
Okay, Tim, you want to make a motion for what I just said?
I don't think no
I
reason
think
to.
you have to have a motion. I really do. It's not going to hurt anything to have a motion.
You check with them on other things, so Larry, it's just checking.
Just check.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
don't need to make a motion.
All right.
It's in the
Okay,
minutes
that's
that
fine.
both AJ and I declined
Declined.
secretary, and so
Okay.
Now we discussed the $100, right?
Yeah.
What?
you run a meeting
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
David,
yeah,
for
I know.
that.
Discuss the $100.
Do you have the 100R, Tim?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
There's really no,
Basically,
I just need to have you guys review it and agree with the salaries that we got down there. You don't have to sign anything.
as far as I know, everything looks okay, if that's the right amount.
Yeah, it's, the amounts are correct,
Okay.
according to the budget that you guys approved.
You just need to correct the job titles then.
So, okay.
Or is this for last year's? Or is it for going in this year?
Last year's.
Is it for last year's or this year's?
2024.
No, this is,
2024.
oh,
Last year's.
okay, I'll get this corrected, 2025.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. It's for 2025
Well,
because
that's not the correct amount for 2025. That's 2024 amounts, because you raised the clerk to 5,400 and you raised the investigator. This
Yeah,
year,
this is 2024, so this is
Well,
what he
this,
gave us.
okay, well, this is 2024. This is,
that's what
so we're approving 2024.
last year's.
Yeah,
Last
okay.
year's, because that's what you're putting on Gateway,
Okay,
right?
yeah, this is 2024. Okay. Okay, do the 2024 numbers look okay then, Tim?
Well, I don't know, this says, Larry, this says uploaded for 2023 on January 31st,
I've got it.
2024.
I evidently, well, we're down here at the bottom, it says 2025 is when I uploaded it. It's got a, I will print out a 2024 form and get this straightened up. But it was uploaded this year for 2024.
So what are we approving, 2024 or 2025?
2024, you're approving 2024 salaries.
Okay, so
So everything's fine then.
just make sure it's in the minutes, we're approving 2024 salaries, not 2025.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion to, well, I shouldn't, Tim, will you accept the 2024 salaries from the 100R? David,
Yeah, I'll
same
second.
question.
Yeah.
AJ, same question.
Yes.
Okay, motion's passed by the board unanimously. Okay, David.
Review the investments.
Tim, have you got this, can you see what I got in my hand, or I need to get closer?
Well, I've got the spreadsheet you sent out with, the
Larry.
investments in 2024 and what you
That's where you hold it. That's the camera.
No, he's got a different camera.
Oh, we got different one, okay.
This one here, Tim,
Let's see. Yeah. No, I don't have that one. I don't have that writing at the bottom on mine.
well, I added that today to explain, yeah, that writing's not on the bottom, but it's on the bottom of the one the board sees. I can tell you what it says as we move on here.
Okay.
Okay, basically down at the bottom, what it's saying is the 2024 interest from Trust Indiana was $6,520.63. The 2024 interest, if we hadn't invested it in Trust Indiana and had just left it in the bank, we would have made $162.37. So investing in Trust Indiana was a good move for us. Okay, the 2025 projected interest from Trust Indiana they had a daily average last year of 4.6%. And we made 14,000. Okay, wait a minute. We should make 14,000. No, I got this wrong here. Let's see.
If the rate's.
Oh, that's the total. Okay, I understand now. I wrote it, I should understand it. Okay, in 2025, at a daily average of 4.6%, we should make $14,720 on the $320,000 that we have invested with Trust Indiana. If you take that total and add it to the $6,520.63, at the end of 2025, we will have made $21,240 with our investment of Trust Indiana.
I've got a comment on that. You know, before you move the money to Trust Indiana in the general and in the Q fire and in the rainy day, you check with the board.
I checked it. I don't need to check with the board on something like that. It's basically moving it from one bank to another and getting a better interest rate.
Just a minute, Larry. What I'm saying is, you really need to check with the board. I'm fine with what you did, only you need to check with the board first, and I'll tell you why. We had a situation down here where a lady was the secretary treasurer of an organization, and she invested all her money in all that fund, that organization's money, and it was a scam, and they lost all the money. So when you're gonna move money out of our checkbook, our accounts into another account, you need to check with the board before you move it.
If we would have had that last meeting, I was going to talk about it then.
Well, but I'm just telling you,
Okay, out of courtesy, I will do that.
I'm fine with what you did, but before you move any more money, you check with the board, because if you get an idea that something's paying better and you move it into something else, I don't wanna see something like that happen to the township's money.
I understand that, but Trust Indiana is a state-backed program, so it is very safe. What she got involved in down there was probably not backed by the state of Florida. But as a courtesy, I'll do that, Tim.
But how are you keeping this interest separate, and how do we know? We never got a report on the interest of what
You got a report on it.
on
Your annual cash and funds ledger's got all the interest on there.
And it's broken down.
It's broken down. While we're talking about this, we're going to end up having three more. We got 3 Trust Indiana accounts right now. We're going to have 3 more Trust Indiana accounts once my software program guy is able to redo his software and show it. Right now, they're showing 3 Trust Indianas on there, but there's going to be 6 Trust Indianas on there once he gets his program redone. And that will show all the interest going back into the correct funds where the money came out of. Okay, David?
well, so it wasn't done this year. So who?
No, it's done. Have you got your
Well,
cash?
no, wait a minute. Now hold on a minute. Now but
It's on the cash and funds ledger right now that you should have.
we got it after you turned in the gateway report.
This has been going on ever since I started investing the money. It's been showing on the book with cash and funds ledger.
So then why does the guy have to redo his program if
Because he's got to add 3 more accounts. Right now, there's only 3 accounts showing up.
so then give me the monthly report from his accounts then.
You should
every
have it. I
month.
emailed it to you.
No, you emailed us the final one, but I want the monthly one, so it was separated out. If you added it on there, give me the monthly one.
You got it.
All he had last year was 3 accounts. This
Yeah.
year he had invested more this year, so
I understand
we
that,
haven't
but
had,
but-
just January he sent out.
no, but I want it from the 3 last year then, because he said it's been separated out ever
It has
since he
been.
started
It
it.
has been.
So I want to see
Where's your
the
cash
receipt.
and funds ledger that I emailed you?
It's in the report he emailed.
So it,
There is a sheet that tells how much each account earns, but it is not in book with.
That's what he's trying to say. Booklist doesn't have it yet.
No, BookWiz does have it. It's
For the 3 accounts, but not the 6.
Right, just the 3. The second 3 accounts will not be set up, he said, for a couple months, because it's going to take him a while to get that done.
But you have a separate sheet that you're keeping track of all that,
Right,
correct?
right.
Okay.
I'll
okay,
keep
but
track
it
of
was my understanding it didn't get put on Gateway. You sent it out, the first one that didn't get put on Gateway, separated out. Why do we've gotten so many reports, because then what happened with the first Gateway report you turned in?
He didn't turn any into the gateway because he sent it to
Yes,
us.
he did. He turned in one, the very first one he made out, AJ, he sent to Gateway, and you have to send another one in. What happened with the first report you sent to Gateway at the end of this financial report?
let's get to that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think he's talking about the annual financial.
Yes, the
report
annual
where-
financial report where it wasn't on there because
it was
when we.
it was messed up on that first report.
Okay,
so we
but
had to correct
why?
it.
Why was it messed up on the first report?
'Cause it doubled
if
up.
he had all the, if he had it all right, why was it messed up?
It doubled up on that one account on the Q fund. So instead of showing 118,000, it showed 200 and something. So it was a error within the state and with BookWiz that they got corrected. That's why he sent it out a second time. That hey, because I caught it too, saying hey, that's wrong, Larry. So he got it corrected. He sent it out what Monday or something like that.
When we discuss the annual financial report, it'll be explained in there. Okay? Okay.
You guys see me yet?
Yeah,
Okay, any more questions on, the Trust Indiana investments?
I went away. I can't see you guys. Can you see me?
yeah, we can see you.
What does that say? Waiting in the library.
I tried to join a second time.
Can you see us now, Tim?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay, any more questions on the, Trust Indiana investment then, Tim?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, can you hear us? Okay,
Trust Indiana funds, no.
do we need to,
I don't know if we just reviewed it. We didn't do anything. We just reviewed it, so we don't need.
Okay.
all right. Now to discuss the Facebook page.
Tim, you had questions about that. Did you want to?
We're getting the heck of a back page. Are you getting that?
No,
No, you have to, since you got, I don't know what you did on your side, but you're gonna have to mute one of the things because you did two screens.
Well, let me try to figure this out.
Is everybody in here happy with what they're seeing on the screen? We can accept what's going on. We can see you, Tim. This is okay.
I think he's got.
Okay, I've asked AJ to post on the Facebook page a reply to what the Washington Fire Department put on their page, and I'm gonna read it to you. He didn't want to post that. And it said, for your information, the Washington Fire Department Facebook page has a long post on it that Tim Baker and David Hinckley again question funding for essential equipment for the Austin Fire Department. Let me state that I respect the Austin firemen who wants to get up in the middle of the night to go to fires, accidents, and other emergencies. The issue that the fire chief is referring to is wanting to bring money left from 2024 into 2025. The 2024 contract ends on December 31st, 2024. There is a new agreement on this Jefferson Township Facebook page that is for 1 year, January 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2025. The fire department budget was increased from $79,000 per year to $122,000 per year, the township share. In return for two payments, June 30th, 2025 and December 31st, 2025, for a total of $122,000. For these payments, the agreement states that the town of Austin will provide the fire protection. The town is the one that has the arrangement with the Austin Fire Inc., the fire department. So the Jefferson Township pays the town of Austin $122,000. The town is supposed to put in $122,000, so that gives the Austin Fire Department $244,000 to pay for their expenses for 2025. The issue the fire chief is referring to should be taken up with the town. The township is fulfilling their requirement. The $79,000 budget amount is available until December 31st, 2024. The fire agreement is an agreement that is unsustainable long-term. The state will only allow the township to tax our residents $105,000 per year for fire because of a max levy. There are 4 more pieces of our budget, and we can add that amount to $10,400. That gives the township a total of $115,400 for fire. That doesn't add up to the $122,000 needed to fund the fire contract. There is some money in the general category that could be used, but this money belongs to all of Jefferson Township for residents. Ossian residents of Jefferson Township pay Ossian for their fire protection. The Jefferson Township residents that are outside of Ossian town limits pay Jefferson Township for their fire protection. This extra money to make up the difference between the $115,400 and the $122,000 was not taken out of the general category because it would result in Ossian residents paying Ossian and Jefferson Township for their fire protection. Extra taxation for Ossian residents. The township will fund the 2025 fire contract shortfall with monies left from years past in the fire category. Besides the $122,000 from the township, we will pay $53,000 for our last engine payment. This is outside of that max level. So the township residents, Jefferson Township residents, is spending $175,000 for fire equipment and service for 2025. The chief has to decide how he spends his $244,000 of budgeted money from the town and the township, and quit complaining that he can't buy essential equipment. The town of Ossian wanted to change the agreement, and the Jefferson Township is going to follow the agreement we signed. Thank you, Tim Baker. And I asked AJ to post this on our Facebook page, so there's a lot of facts in there, so the township people would know where we're coming from and why we're making these decisions. And he declined to post it. The Facebook page says it's a Jefferson Township Facebook page.
You want to answer
Now,
that?
I commented in there on some meetings, and the comments never come up.
I have no clue about what your comments you're talking about. I don't delete any comments. The reason I did not post your piece, you feel like it's factual. I do not. So that's your opinion. I've got my own opinions. I try to keep my opinions off that Facebook page. And if you've noticed, I haven't been posting anything but meetings. That's the only thing that's on there is meetings. I do not post any factual. What Ossian post on the fire department post on their Facebook page, that's Ossian. They can post whatever opinions they want. If you feel that you felt like their post was an opinion, that's up to them to do that. I try to keep the opinions off this Jefferson Township. It's only for the main reason I do anything with this now is just for these meetings, to keep the live stream these meetings so the general public has access to our meetings.
Was this meeting posted? I was told it wasn't posted.
I didn't post it. I didn't post it where we're having it
Well, why not?
because I haven't had time.
On why that meeting didn't happen. And I had emails and I had texts of where I replied to Larry and where I replied to you. And I tried to put that in the comments and it wouldn't show up.
And I can't tell. That's not on me. That's.
When you're running the page,
But I don't remove anything, Tim. If it's not showing up, that's on your end, not the Facebook page's
it
end.
says there's 8 comments and you click on them and their 8 comments don't come up.
You have to. So on those, you have to unfilter it sometimes. Because I run into this on other pages I go to. So like I go to like Wing 15's thing, it won't show all the comments until you change the settings on that comment from most some of it's the most popular or whatever it is, and you have to change it to all comments. That's a Facebook thing. That's not a me thing. So that's on Facebook. You have to change it in the comment section to show all comments.
In the comment section, it says 8 comments. You click on them 8 comments. I don't know where these settings are even at.
Well, see, that's on your end. That's not on.
It says 8 comments, so you click on
You have to change. You have to change the settings.
That why he cut Facebook off, he's probably screwing with it, trying to figure it out.
So I can.
Well, I'm more concerned of what is this that you created a Jefferson Township page, you say?
So for the live stream the meetings.
So what input did you have on it?
Just
From who?
You're creating the page because we have to have.
But wait a minute, you're policing who puts what on there. So
I do
what?
not. I do not.
Did he not just say he asked you to put something and you policed it? Did you not?
I
say
don't
you
post
refused?
anything but meetings on there anymore. So what Tim talk about?
No,
it
wait.
says most relevant. You click that, then it's got a new list and all comments. So he has to go and change it to show all comments. Because right now I can change it most relevant. And it's gonna filter out comments.
So wait a minute. So but you were taking comments, but now because of this, now you stopped taking comments?
No, comments are still open. People can post comments on there. If he wanted to post a comment on there, he can. I can see all comments on there. There's no deleted comments. I don't know what Tim's just not clicking on the right things. I can't help that. If I need to have a sit down class with him to teach him how to use Facebook, I could do that.
yourself personally put anything on this account
Other than
pertaining to Jefferson Township?
just the meetings.
That's it. You didn't put out a survey or nothing?
That was early on to get the
Did
page
you put out
going.
a survey?
I did.
on it? Okay, so he's not allowed, but you're allowed to put something on there?
I removed that. So
What do you mean you removed? Now, wait a minute. The last meeting you said it wasn't closed.
it's closed now because it was
Okay,
all about the
When
fire
were you
department.
gonna tell, then when were you gonna tell, what was the result?
You
of
want
it?
me just to delete everything?
No, what was the results of this survey? You put it out there, we asked for the results and you.
I'll
told
just
us
send you
hadn't
the
closed it.
results, but
When are you sending these results?
I can send it to you tonight if you want.
What's happened in the past is over and done. What AJ is going to, what are you going to post?
What's in the
tomorrow?
past is over
Just a
and done,
meeting.
Tim. What we do doesn't matter.
David, AJ is just going to post the meeting from now on, so people know when the meetings are going to be, and that's it.
then don't take any comments.
He's going to just post the meeting dates.
Hey, Jay, if you're not secretary, why would you post meetings?
Yeah,
I
why are
don't
you
have to.
posting it?
Well, because the state is.
Why are you running that?
This,
Why are you
because
running
the
that?
state by July we have to post these meetings. These meetings have to be live streamed by July.
They can post.
If somebody else could post it, I can turn control over to them. But if somebody else
Not
can do it,
secretary, I think I'd do it if I was you.
that's fine.
Neither.
But somebody's got to do it.
They're not doing nothing for you.
No, nobody's doing anything for me. I'm doing this.
That's not.
I'm doing this for Jefferson Township. I'm not doing it for anybody but Jefferson
That's
Township.
fine, then put on there what people want to say on it.
That's not.
Not
what
his
people-
opinion though.
That's opinions,
Refuse.
David. We're not doing opinions.
It's,
We're going to put the minutes.
facts
meeting-
is not
the meeting date
opinion.
on there, period.
If they're facts, they're not opinion.
But what he had to say in there is his opinions. It's not the
No,
same
they were
stuff.
facts.
What do you
But-
disagree with out of what he said, just out of curiosity?
How
said you don't
about
agree.
the budget? What he says Ossian spends total. Because Ossian spends more than what he's saying. So that's his opinion.
That was,
The only opinion I had on there is the fire chief needed to work within his budget and spend that money. All them numbers were able to be factually checked.
If this continues, I'm gonna have to turn in some kind of a receipt for hearing aids
All right. Anything else?
Okay.
next.
So, you done with it, Tim? You said your piece, were you going to do anything or what?
I just, he told me that he wasn't gonna post it to get it in a public forum, and so I put it in a public forum.
That's fine.
Township people would know.
Okay, David, what's next?
Review the letter from our attorney about staggering elections.
Okay, Tim, we're going to, I got with Tony, the last meeting we had, we decided, the board voted that we'd like to stagger the elections. And so I said, well, I'd get back with our town attorney and find out an approximate cost. Tony said it'll be about $1,500, not to be in excess of $1,500. I think the stagger elections is a good thing, and I believe we will have enough money in the budget that I can cover this.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, do we need a motion for me to get with Tony then? And
I
have
think
him-
we already made that motion for you to do
Okay.
that. So you just presenting us what the total.
Okay, I'll present it to Tony then.
So I have a question, staggering every couple of years or? how
So for next year, for 2026, that's our general election. All four positions will be voted on at that time. The two lowest board member vote getters will only have a 2-year term. And then in 2028, those two members will get elected for a 4-year term. And then every 2 years, two people will get elected, one trustee and one board member, then two board members the next 2 years.
So it's splitting it up.
Correct, right.
So I didn't know if that meant officers, like, say, in some groups I'm in, the vice president after so long moves up to president.
Well,
and
see,
everybody
we vote on that every year.
Okay.
So that changes year to year, could change year to year.
And what you're saying, AJ, is already in minutes, right?
Right.
From
Correct,
the past.
yeah, we did that
We did
in,
that last time.
I think, back in December.
Okay.
Okay, David.
Sign Form 17 resolution establishing salaries of township officers and employees.
Okay, Tim, we're taking a look at Form 17 that has got your guys' salaries on there and mine and my clerk and investigator for 2025. I just need to have your approval and have you guys sign this. It is correct. My salary is $13,000. Township clerk is $54,000. And your members, you guys voted to keep your members at 800.
5,400.
Not 54,000.
54,000, probably a little. I'll take that job. Okay, and then the investigator salary is also 5,400.
That's what we agreed on.
I'll make this motion to accept this resolution, township form number
I'll
17.
second.
Do I have to ask Tim?
You have to.
Tim, you vote in favor of this?
Yes.
AJ, you vote?
Yes.
David?
Yeah.
Okay, unanimous. If you guys, once you sign, somebody sign one of them and we'll
I'll
get
sign
started
this one.
here.
Just write Tim's name there in virtual.
Okay, David.
All right, sign the nepotism policy.
Okay, Tim, we're going to discuss the nepotism policy that I have to turn in annually. Have you had a chance to, it's the same policy as we had last year, only it's for this year. But I have to have you guys sign it.
I'm making a motion, we accept the nepotism policy.
Okay, Tim seconds. David?
No, I'm not
Gotta
voting
take a
for
vote now.
Yeah, take a vote, you gotta do
it.
the
You gotta
roll call.
vote it. You gotta real call it.
Roll call it.
Okay, Tim, will you accept this resolution for nepotism policy for 2025? David?
No.
David votes no. AJ?
Yes.
Okay, vote 2-1. Motion passed to accept the 2025 nepotism policy.
Can I be kind of dumb? I did graduate from school, but what is the point of this nepotism?
Because his brother mows the old Austin
Oh, that was
cemetery.
old family
Conflict of
Correct.
interest.
Conflict of interest. So he's got to make sure he has everything.
Yeah.
And that'll be coming up the next one.
Yeah.
David, can I ask you why you didn't want to approve this?
Yeah, because I can't keep track of what you're doing now, and I can't keep track of what you're paying your brother. Looks to me like you paid him out of the
I've
general
got-
fund.
The
and you
next thing I
paid the
got here,
mowers- You
would
paid
you
the
like-
mower guys out of the cemetery fund, but it looks like you paid your one brother out of the general fund for it. So
doesn't make
I
any
can't-
difference
I
which fund
can't-
it comes out
I
of.
can't keep track of it, so no.
I've got a,
That's so that he explained why.
I explained why, sign it. I gotta sign it, Larry. You got yay and nay on it.
I thought you did say it.
No, I just wrote his name down. You cross out your name and sign it.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
Limit
sign
it is.
conflict of interest policy.
Okay, Tim, we're gonna talk about the conflict of interest disclosure form. My brother, Tom, mows the old Austin Cemetery. So I need to have this signed and filed with the state for 2025.
Now, do you have to have one of these for each family member, or if you pay a family member, does it have to be on there?
Yes,
Okay, so
for 2025.
I don't believe in 2024 we signed Dave Heckler.
You did. I've got it in there.
We did sign Tom and Dave
Right,
both's
well, I
name.
have two separate, yes, I did.
I don't remember two separate forms.
I can show it to you after the meeting.
Larry, I'm okay with you hiring your brother as long as you put it out for bid and he bids it.
Tim, you know how hard it is to get anybody to mow these cemeteries?
Well, if you put it out for bid, nobody bids, then there's not a problem.
Have we ever done that in the past?
I'm in the middle of that, and it's very, very difficult.
I've got 3 real good mowers that are taking excellent care of the cemeteries. And that was my job, to take care of these cemeteries. They're probably better looking now than they've ever been. And as long as I've got 3 qualified guys, I'm happy. I don't think there's guys waiting in line out there to take care of these cemeteries at what we're willing to pay them.
All I'm asking you is, since it's your brother, you put it out there. If you don't get any other bids, that's fine. But since it's your brother, you need to put it up for bid.
I would have to check with the State Board of Accounts, because right now I'm not gonna do that, Tim.
I'm not signing it.
When did we raise the price this year?
Yes, I got more money this year. I told you I was gonna increase the price because of inflation.
When did you tell us this?
Well, at the last meeting you came to. When we did the budget.
Is it in the minutes that he discussed that we discussed it? Did we discuss up in the mowing rate? Not that I remember.
David,
Do
if you
you
wanna
remember
start getting
discussing
somebody
the
to do the
minutes?
mowing, go ahead and get it.
Tim, did we discuss it at the last meeting we had or not?
I'd have to look back at the budget, what.
You wanna start being in charge of getting somebody to mow?
I'm just simply
Then
asking.
let me take care of it. I'm doing a good job at it. Be very satisfied that it's being done properly. Okay, would someone like to make a motion to accept the uniform conflict of interest disclosure statement.
Can I ask why you're so opposed to putting it up to a bid? If there's nobody waiting in line, then your brother.
You do not know what a job I've had getting people to mow this.
No, I'm just asking because if nobody's
Can you-
gonna
can you
be
just send out-
asking to do it,
can
then
you
your
just send
brother's
out-
a
Well,
shoo-in.
it should not just
So
be
why
my
are you
brother.
opposed?
All 3 cemeteries will have to go out for bid.
Correct.
It's not just.
Well, if the
my
guys
brother.
are happy and you're happy with them and nobody's waiting in line, then what's the harm in putting it out
Can you
for
just,
bid?
can you send out, like, say 3 letters to
It
3
seems
different
pretty
companies?
innocent.
Just send out basically to 3 different companies, a letter saying, hey, we need a bid for all 3 cemeteries and see what they bid back.
Okay.
Just send 3 letters out. That's all they're asking.
In a sense,
Well,
it's
it couldn't go to
protecting you.
businesses either because they're not businesses, are they? Are they LLC to mow the grass?
No.
You can,
Then it has to go out to the public as a bid.
Yeah, any business is gonna be high.
I just wish you guys were on the other side here.
Nobody's against
Knowing
your
what
brother
I'm trying
mowing
to
the
do.
grass.
I'm
It's
trying
just-
to get guys to mow this. both cemeteries.
well, post something in the paper.
I don't
Post something in the
think
paper,
that's
see if you get any
about
bids
the
on that.
LLCs. I don't believe so.
So just,
We
Are
have
the-
so
are
send
the
3
current
letters out,
mowers-
send 3 letters out to businesses
Their
and then put a,
number,
put a,
and
advertisement in the
numbers and
paper
I don't believe it
asking for
has to
bids
be
for those
a
3
LLC.
cemeteries.
I don't think you were saying that.
No, that's what I'm
No,
asking.
No, we're
I'm
saying that.
down, I'm down. I'm just saying, he's not saying it. I'm gonna ask him. Could you
How much
restate
an
that?
hour does this pay?
Yeah, if,
It's not
I
an
wanted
hour.
to know if the 3
Annual.
mowers now are
It's an annual
LLC'd
rate
or if they're
contract
private
they have
individuals. And if
signed
they're
that they have
private
to mow
individuals, the
15
bid
times
has
a
to
year.
go out to the
They have to
entirety
trim,
of the
and
public,
it's a contract.
not just to the 3 local businesses.
But I don't think that's correct. I
I'm very
do
thankful I
believe
got 3 guys to mow this.
Yeah.
So if you don't get, so if you put something in the paper and you don't get a response back,
in our
then
community.
it's simple as that, but also send 3 letters out so you know what businesses
If
are
it's
charging.
satisfactory.
So-
What I will do is I'll send letters
Yeah,
out
they
to,
can,
to,
they
Yeah,
can
that's
also,
different
he's just
company.
saying
I won't
that
put it
needs
in
to go out.
Put one in the paper so it's out there for public knowledge. They can, individuals
Because
bid
it's
too.
government.
That's not an unfair
No, it
request.
doesn't.
Because it's our tax
But
money.
people are doing it now.
It's just covers- it's
Out for
covering
bids.
everybody.
I'm
So
not
just
saying
put one in the paper too.
Wait, he's just stating, let him put the bids out there to business and individuals. It don't matter. We don't care. We're not
So
discriminating.
so Larry's gonna send out 3 letters to see if any business would be interested. Then he's gonna post something in the paper asking for if anybody in the general public wants to bid on those, to mow those. So he'll see if anybody's interested.
Okay, but,
Is that,
well,
we know,
but here's the problem. He's got already on there the price. He's got it in here.
well,
he's paying.
that's what,
And he's already told us that he already told us what the price, so we don't even, or what's he paying the other 2 guys? I mean, he's already set the salaries without us even knowing. I mean, I'm not even,
It's, David, it's my job to take care of the cemeteries within the budget of the money that you guys have allowed me to spend. And that's what I'm going to do. The cemeteries will not spend any more money than you guys have budgeted.
he's not spending 75,000 like a certain township over in Adams County did.
Right.
I'm
For
not-
one, so,
yes.
right, so,
If you think you're gonna find one of these companies that mow grass for a living to work as cheap as what these guys are paying.
that's why he's putting these requests out.
Nobody's insinuating
But
that.
nobody's
But
insinuating
it's
that, but
tax
some
money,
of
so
them,
it should still
some
go
of them
out.
I'm
already
not
know it.
insinuating and I'm not gonna argue with you.
Calm down.
Some of
You got
them,
the cheapest route you can take.
but
How do
some
you
of them
know?
only
Then
know it.
find another.
How do you
No,
know
Mark,
that it's
Find
cheap?
another.
Guys,
I'm
quiet
not
down.
arguing with
Larry's
you,
gonna,
Mark. I'm just saying,
You
he's,
just
some of
lost
them,
your buddy.
some of them they only mow it once or twice a year.
That's-
Three times a
that's-
year.
15 times if you were listening.
Dave,
Taking excellent
David,
care.
they got a minimum in the contract he sent out, we had last year, is a minimum of times he has to do it. It's not once or twice. They have to meet, they have to mow it 12 times,
15 times.
15 times a year, minimum. If they don't meet that, then they can lose their contract.
Wine don't stand.
What I'll do is I'll send the,
It is very difficult to find someone.
Okay.
Religiously
So,
respecting.
let's move on. We already discussed it. Larry's gonna put stuff out there, so the general public, so if somebody wants to bid lower, they can.
Right.
But they've gotta meet that standard of 15 times a year, certain days and everything else. All right,
do you want to wait on,
we'll wait on that, so, until you get your information back.
It's getting late for the contracts for this year.
I know how late it's getting on stuff, so we're fine.
Have their agreements written.
All right.
okay, David.
Well, wait, we gotta get Tim back. We're gonna, or figure out what happened to
What
him.
happened to him?
He probably quit. He drop out. Yeah, the one that this whole thing's about, the last one. Didn't it?
Yeah, and the financial reports last thing.
Yeah.
Is there a time limit on Zooms? Zoom? or not?
Tim Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim, we lost you.
Yeah, I wonder if I timed out or something.
Yeah, that's what one of the members of the audience thought. AJ's,
We started earlier, Larry, and that's why I wondered. I'm thinking like I timed out.
AJ's working on it to see if he can get you connected. If not, we're going to do the best we can with you on the phone here. Give us a minute here.
Tell on that annual financial report. Because Larry will tell you he's having trouble with book quiz. He hasn't been able to get the interest money from that trust Indiana in there. And so, from a standpoint, we need to be able to pull numbers out of our accounting program to make sure they're right in the annual financial report. Now, he's worked with the state, tried to get it done, but they haven't got it done. So their numbers don't jive, and he's got separate pieces of paper that, you gotta add this number here for this, this number for that.
Tim, why don't you let me explain it, and maybe it'll make a little more sense. Okay, what I'm starting off with, as everybody knows, you have to take the ending balance from 2024, and it becomes the beginning balance for 2025. And this paper that the board is reviewing right now, it shows, let me give you another one here to prove that we're right. Okay, this is the beginning balance of 2025. And if you take a look, the ending balance in 2024 was $298,726.59. And the beginning balance on, well, I'm sorry, I'm a year off here. This is 2023. It was published $298,726.59. That was the ending balance for 2023. The beginning balance for 2024 was the same figure, 298,726.59. So I just want you to know that we are starting off with the correct numbers. Okay. This next report is the annual financial. This is the report that you can pick up on the annual financial Gateway and financial report. Now, let me explain. Every mistake, and Tim and I have talked about this a little bit, every mistake that I have found has come back to the fact that we got 210,000 in 2024. We had $210,000 invested with Trust Indiana. BookWiz doesn't have his program set up properly to address this 110,000. He's working on it and he hopes to get it done within the next month or so. But in his program, he includes the interest and principal in the receipts and disbursements, but the annual financial report that is turned in, they include it in the ending cash balance, but they do not include it in the receipts and disbursements. So this form that I'm looking at right now, up top, Tim, it says Jefferson Township, Wells County, Indiana, Cash Fund Statement 2024, Governmental Activities. And this was printed from the annual Gateway Annual Financial Report. And what this form shows here is the annual financial report shows the disbursements on the AFR, cash and investments combined statement, said, let me pass out another one here that shows that. Hold on, it's here somewhere. Okay. I'm gonna have to run a copy, David. I only got one copy of this here. Tim, I gotta run a copy. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go get me a water while we're down here.
How's the job going, AJ? Down in Bluffton.
A lot of headaches.
New employers giving you a bunch of crap to do you're not used to doing.
No, he just doesn't understand.
Oh, they're not Larry Heidi minded.
It's not even that.
Oh, wow, this is terrible. I thought that was the bottom of the pit with him.
No, he doesn't. He's never had how I operate. He's never had that before in a dealership. He's not used to somebody making big profits in the parts department.
Oh, they tell me about that. I know all about that. I spent 7 years there. You didn't tell me nothing. He hammered me every 2 weeks.
He's like I said, he's just
Can't do this, can't do that.
well, they give me free range. Just the new owner doesn't know that. He doesn't understand. why I do certain things. He's just not used to it.
You're not the first guy that's tried making money. But it ain't his idea. You convince him that way, it won't work.
Okay, the form that we were talking about,
Better wait till he gets back here with you.
Yeah, he's not back.
oh, okay, Tim, that form that I just talked about before I left, I just passed out another form here to the board, and this is the annual financial report, cash and investment combined statement. This is the one that will be submitted to, it'll be printed on Gateway in the annual financial report. This is the one I will submit. Now, the reason that the numbers on the one that I'm going to submit to Gateway do not match BookWiz is because BookWiz has got the $210,000 in the receipts and disbursements, and the AFR, the State Board of Accounts approved this, and if you take a look at the ending cash balance, that is going at, when I show you the right paperwork here, the ending cash balance will match the annual financial report that is going to be going into Gateway, and it will also match the BookWiz. The reason BookWiz is off is that $210,000. But what the lady from the State Board of Accounts told me on these receipts and disbursements, she said that the money is going in there, but it stays in there. It doesn't come out. That's why it doesn't, 210,000 does not show under receipts or disbursements. It's in there and it shows up in the ending balance of $358,724, $742.24. But if you take a look at this, the Jefferson Township, the one that says governmental activities, the annual financial report shows the distribution in the AFR cash and investments combined statement to be $292,005, $5.67. And if you add 210,000 to that, then that matches what the annual financial report is on BookWiz.
I've got some questions, Larry. Can you hear me?
Just barely.
On your first number you give, your January 1st number there.
I can't hear you, Tim. I can't hear you. Can you get closer to the computer? Will that do any good?
Well, I'll try.
Okay, I can hear you pretty good now.
Okay. The number at the bottom of the receipts column, what is that on this?
What's the total? What's the total you're talking about?
Receipts.
Yeah, what's the total amount of money you're talking about?
That's what I'm asking you. I want to see if it matches up with this.
Well, that's what I was trying to explain before. BookWiz and the AFR do not match up unless you put this 210,000 in there.
I'm trying to get the number you're going to turn in on the annual financial report.
So what? No, what
At
not?
the bottom of the receipts column.
What?
At
What?
the
Not
bottom.
which?
The receipts column, which would be the second column.
What should I need to ask, guys?
They're the same sheet,
Which AFR are you
They're
looking
exactly
at?
the same.
Hey, guys, listen. What AFR are you looking at? The first one he sent out last week, or the one he sent out this week? There's two different ones.
What
'Cause
was sent out today?
so the one he sent out today, I need to look at that one. So we need to be on the same page. That's
But mine are the same.
Okay,
right. You have the most updated one. That's why I want to make sure what page we're on.
I printed that off just today. That's the one that Tim's got.
Page 2 of the annual financial report.
Okay, I'm sorry, but you're looking at the annual financial report now?
Are you seeing the one that's?
It's the same as what was in the annual financial report, the one you sent out.
Well, that's why I asked. Are you seeing the like the one that said receipts of 500 about $500,000? Because that's the incorrect. Okay, that's the incorrect one because that was messed up and he got that corrected. Because I asked him the same question. So it's not $500,000 of receipts. It's
I'm trying to make sure the numbers that he's turning in, I feel are good numbers. That's why I'm asking him what as on the page he's turning in for the cash and investments combined statement for 2024.
so it would be the total investment for everything, grand total for the end of year 2024 is 358 742 24.
And that is correct.
Okay, now what's the receipts number?
Three-
What's the receipts number?
352 021 32.
Okay, what's the disbursements number?
292 005.67.
Okay, I'm fine then.
Okay, that's why I want to make sure because there was one that was incorrect because it glitched, and that's why I want to make sure we're on the same page because I made that same comment to him and he got it corrected because I saw that too. It showed like 210 receipted on that fire cum, and I was like, that's not right. So he got that corrected.
I did talk with a lady by the name of Allison from the State Board of Accounts. When BookWiz they download all these numbers automatically if I tell him to, which I did this year and I did it last year. Well, this year this Trust Indiana was new to him, and when he was downloading it, it wasn't being downloaded properly, and the State Board of Accounts looked at it and they went through with me and we spent about an hour to get the numbers correct. So when we were done, the State Board of Accounts, just on the phone verbally, she approved this. And when I submitted it for review, there were no errors. And so she said, Larry, these are good numbers you've got here. And so once you guys approve of this, then I will be able to submit what we just talked about. So you're okay with it then, Tim?
Yeah.
Okay. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve the annual financial report that we just discussed?
I'll make a motion with the annual financial report that we discussed.
I'll second that.
Okay. Tim, you're voting in favor of this annual financial report?
Yes.
AJ?
Yes.
David?
No.
You got the sheet for us to sign.
Yeah. Hopefully it's here somewhere. This is well. I'm asking to be signed.
What are we passing out now?
Well, we've got the annual financial report that you guys have to certify it and sign it. Okay. And that correct copy will be on the annual financial report under Gateway too, as you know.
Well, it is that the board has to look at that book quiz to get them numbers. And I'm approving this with two sets of numbers. One you got on a sheet over here and one on book quiz. And I think I'm comfortable enough to approve it, but I want a certified set of books that covers 2024, and that's your book quiz books.
Well, he told me he was working on it. He was going to start working on it
I'm
now.
saying, when he gets it done, I want a copy.
Okay, that's fine. I'll send that to all the board members.
So do we need to approve the certification then?
Yeah, what, we gotta sign it, yeah. It's got to be
Okay,
signed.
wait, see now.
We do have to make a motion to certify this, or did?
Well, I thought
We did.
Okay.
We did.
Yeah.
All right. I just have to
I
sign
signed
it.
Yeah.
It just needs to state in the minutes. I gotta sign it and I'll sign it, but it's gotta state in the minutes that it was a 2-1 vote.
Correct. You can
And
write,
that's all that
you can
matters.
sign it,
Yeah.
because you,
Yeah.
technically you're
Yeah,
board
I'm-
chair, so
yeah.
you can even say write no on it if you want.
No, that's fine. As long as it's known in the minutes is all I care about. It was approved by the board, but
Is a copy of what the numbers that AJ that you and Tim talked about, does
Yeah.
that get connected to this?
It's all right.
paper?
He'll send it to the state. This gets sent to, I think, the county auditor. Or slash the state, the county auditor.
It actually gets published in the newspaper within 10 days. And then, yeah, the auditor gets it, and then I got to submit it to the State Board of Accounts.
You want to just write Tim's name below mine.
yeah, okay. I was trying to say whether I have to sign this part of it, I will.
I don't think, I think you just have to sign part.
Not part.
I'm just making note that Tim voted virtual.
I wanna clarify something we talked about a while back here on, let's see. Your conflict of interest policy. The only one I asked you to put up for bid was the one your brother did, because it's your brother. That's why I didn't sign it. I didn't ask you to bid the other two off.
Well, he's got, if he does it for one, he's got to do it for all three.
all.
Yeah, he's got to do it for all, not just one.
You have to do it for all.
I don't think Bill Dowdy's gonna contest it if that's what you're worried about.
What'd he say?
I don't think that Bill Dowdy is gonna fight it.
Got nothing in it.
David, did you want to put something here that you didn't?
No, it's in the minutes. That's all that matters. It was approved by the board, so it,
Okay, I got a few other items I'd like to just run by you all. I am going to direct our town attorney to send a letter to Tony Reppert to remind him that the recyclables have not been removed from the old Austin Cemetery. And then I'm not going to be able to reconcile the BookWiz software package probably for a couple months, because my software program guy, Philip, says it may take him that long to get it straightened out. Because there's going to be 3 new Trust Indiana accounts added to that cash and funds ledger. There's currently 3 on there now, plus the Farmers Merchants Bank is on there. So we're going to end up having 7 different bank accounts basically on there when he gets done. And hopefully when he gets that done, then all the numbers are going to start flowing into place with the annual financial report. Tim, I just wanted you to know that it cost $941.92 to be able to have you attend these meetings virtually. The cost of the laptop, the cost of the camera, and the cost of the IT guy to set it up. Plus, I probably spent 4 hours, a minimum of 4 hours myself, that I volunteered to do to allow you to be able to attend.
But this is something you have to do come July anyhow.
No, we don't have to have you attend virtually in July. We just have to be able to broadcast the meetings in July. You hear what he said?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said you gotta have the laptop and all that to do it then.
Right.
Yes, we will.
So it's not necessarily an expense. It's gonna be on to this year anyway.
Well, I tell you, it makes it a whole lot easier, Tim, if you just attend the meetings. I'll put it like that, okay?
I don't know that we should go there. It's Indiana law. He can attend this way, so.
I didn't say it, well, he couldn't attend. I just said it was a whole lot easier if he would attend the meetings in person. And it wouldn't have cost us almost $1,000.
We just went through that. It's
The only
gonna
other
cost
thing
you
I
that
got
anyway.
is, the next meeting is April 10th at 5:30. Everybody good with that? Anybody else? Anybody got anything else they want to add?
I think my wife's having a baby that day, but I'll ask her to hold it off.
Tell her to cross her leg.
Yeah, as far as that, I'd like an explanation. I asked you for an explanation. You told me you'd give it to me, why you refused to do it for Tim at the other meeting, but this meeting you got him around. Why did this happen?
My plan was to hold the meeting at
No,
Norton.
I'm talking, you refused at the January, whatever.
I did
meeting.
not have time to get it set up.
Okay, you didn't have time to get it set up. You said you weren't going to set it up, but you set this one up. I just want to know why you.
You got it
this-
set up. Let's just drop it right there, okay, David? Let's forget what happened in the past. You always tell me you don't want to know about
Then
anything that happened in the past.
all
So
right.
Tim, can
You
come to
gave-
meetings.
you've
Let's
made
just
your
drop it
point.
there.
You made your point.
I'm not going to answer
My
your
next,
question.
my next question, man, I'm losing my train of thought here.
Go ahead, Larry, what else you gotta talk about?
That's all I've got. Our meeting's adjourned as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's not adjourned yet. What are you doing with your township assistance guidelines? It's a new year. Are you doing anything with them? Are you working on them?
I can send you the copy that I've got, but.
Are you working?
No, I'm done working on them.
Okay,
I
you're
have
done.
got them.
You're done working.
I'm waiting
It
for you
needs
guys
to
to-
go in the minutes. He's done. You write it in the minutes. You're done working on them.
I'm waiting for you to sign them.
You're done
I'll
working
present
on
them
them.
at the next meeting for you guys to sign.
Okay.
We already told you we didn't agree with them.
Hold on, we'll see what he sends us at the next meeting.
Let's discuss that at
What
the next
about
meeting.
the fire agreement's only good for 1 year? What are you doing about the fire agreement?
Is it in here already?
Are we gonna do anything about it? Or you gonna work on it any this
When the
year?
time, after the budget is done, we'll discuss the fire agreement.
If there's anything you guys want to change in it, we
Okay.
can discuss it that. That's you guys wanted to discuss that. Me and Larry are fine with the agreement. Besides the budget items, we need to update.
Right. It'll be updated every year.
But if there's anything you guys want to change in it, you guys need to start talking about that in our meetings now.
But I'd rather not talk about the fire agreement until after the budget, because Ben is going to have his budget numbers ready, so there's no use us talking about it when we don't know what the numbers are going to be.
Unless you guys want something changed in that agreement.
All right.
Any more questions?
I don't know. I'm not, we haven't come up with an agreement with the board over Tony Ruppert. I don't know that I agree with you sending him a letter yet till we get that issue resolved of what we're doing with it.
It's
I
my
think he
job.
explained that to you, Dave. The cemeteries is his job. Right, Larry?
It's my job, and it's just like David, if I wanted to take my trash and store it on your property.
Let
would
it
you
go
agree
with
to
that. Larry, let it go with that. It's your job.
I feel
End
like
of
David
discussion.
should be running this meeting and not the audience.
Well, that's fine.
He's the
But
president.
after
let
you've
him
heard
run it.
said the same damn thing
It doesn't
4
matter.
times, it's time to move on.
It's
Let's-
their meeting.
Let's move on. It's,
Okay, so it's Larry's, yeah, that goes in the minutes. It's your job for the to take care of the cemetery, so we've got no say so in,
Well, of course, it's my job to take care
all
of the
right,
cemetery.
we'll get that in the minutes.
And it's your job
Uh,
to provide me the money to do it, which you have. You put it in the budget.
It's in his job description.
all right, let's move along.
Okay,
What, why didn't we ever sign the agreement with Tony Rapp?
We never signed an agreement with him
he's asking why we
Here
did
we go.
not.
Here we go.
because I didn't want to ask Tony to sign the agreement until the recyclables were off of the cemetery property.
We had bigger things to worry about last year when that came about. We had to worry about the fire protection. The cemetery was put on back burner because that's a low priority thing. That's why we didn't move forward with the agreement that we had. And we'll have to relook that back up. But that was low priority to the fire department, fire protection. So that's why nothing happened last year, is because the fire protection became more important than the cemetery. So it's,
Still is.
all right. Anything else?
Got anything else, Tim?
I'll make a
Okay.
motion, we end this meeting.
I'll second it. Oh, well, what do you say? You get ready to end it?
Yeah, I'm ready to end it.
Yay for you, yay for me.
Yes.
Okay, meeting's adjourned.